two, 1 2. All right, Shalom, Shalom. This is Howard One by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem, Harakah Kodash, Ma'amaf. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, Nagwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. I want to try to make this a quick lesson. Some news that popped up yesterday on their little celebration of the 250th anniversary of Hell on Earth. You know what they call America. Well, on that day they had a public display. Like you'll see IUIC, they show up like 1,000 people deep, 1,000 boots on the ground, and they'll be marching and making a public scene, a political scene, right? A political display. Well, a lot of us have seen over time these secret societies, militia groups, political groups that pop up with white mask, and white mask, and reflection of the KKK. So people immediately tie them to the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan. Well, there's different factions of these ones that call themselves white nationalists. All right, meaning what we used to call white supremacy, but now they call it nationalism. All right. Now we look at it as Esau is in their right state of mind. It's still Babylon's. So scriptures say their fathers have inherited lies, and everything they built upon is nothing but lies and deception, and built off hatred. Robbing, stealing, and unaliving people, and selling of nations, selling us in slavery, even to this very day. All right. So they're making their boast, and they're trying to fight back for their country that they've taken, that they've stolen from the Native Americans. All right, and these are all facts. So they're saying they wanted to go back to when they were thriving, which was like the 1920s. All right, and they had us in slavery. But this group this specific group that can be seen marching is called the Patriot Front, or something like that, Patriot Front. And what I'm learning is that they have different levels to this shit. It's a big ass nation or national organization that has different branches. And this branch that we see out there marching, they deal with the political displays, meaning they go out and they march, they wear the outfits, you know. Um, they have let me check this out. So they basically, um, what's the word I'm looking for? They'll go out and say, "Hey, this is what democracy looks like," or "This is what America looks like," and they'll step out and protest, right? Saying they want the immigrants out, et cetera, et cetera. So Trump just had that speech about immigrants. All right, so it's just a political ploy. But then Jake, I think, it's just talking about so-called black people. Because when we see the mask, first thing we think about is KKK. All right, but they was just walking around scaring people. But the funny part is, man, check this out. A lot of Jake's not ready for what's coming. All right, you see IUIC, they'll do the same type of march. You see ISUPK, but this is something I read. They have different levels of um, expression, different networks, and they have one. This is more what we're seeing is more of the political network. All right, what they call far right extremism or nationalist movement. So it says Patriot Front. That's the name of that group, specific group. They're basically propaganda and optics. All right, they push the propaganda and they push the optics. Let people know that they're here. Um, the Patriot Front focuses on forming a ethno state for Esau by hijacking American patriotic imagery. All right, so right now the patriotic imagery for America, the Fourth of July, et cetera, they wanted to be on the scene and show a display and spreading fascism through tightly controlled public displays, controlled public displays, and that's what we saw. All right, but their little public displays. So basically, they don't do um, direct warfare. They do flash demonstrations, stickers, banners, banner drops. All right, and that's what we see. But it caused Jake to go up in an uproar. When the next thing you know, you'll see Jake's popping up, uh, hanging from trees here and there, and then you'll see like that one Jake that went on a swimming trip to an island with some Edomites, and the Edomites came back with his phone, but he didn't come back to his family. All right, so it's a form of passive preparation for what's to come. They're expecting civil war. They're expecting societal collapse and race wars. But then you have um, networks within those um, societies, secret societies. Well, it's not too secret, but you know what they do in a secret and planning. They have paramilitary networks that believe in um, what you would call active uh, acceleration. That's what they call it. Accelerationists. They accelerate the race war. They accelerate the societal collapse, and that's what a lot of people fear is um, those type of groups, and they have so many. But this is their disguise. Watch this. Um, the Active Club Network. That's what it's called. The Active Club Network. Esau got networks and clubs and buildings, and, you know, organizations preparing to fight against our people. And Jake has no organization, no plan, no nothing. A lot of them don't even have the Most High with them, so they basically have no hope. But according to the scriptures, the Lord gonna raise up Jake in these last days to fight back. They might not get delivered to the kingdom, but they're gonna have enough strength to fight back. Because if our people would fight, they would win, and that's the deception. That's why That's why Esau always trying to trick our people, keep them asleep. They try not to rouse the lion. If they wake up the lion, they know it's on. If our people find unity, that's what unity first. Unity trying to bring themselves together. They just can't do it. The strategy, this is their strategy. Instead of forming public political groups, right? Militias, public political groups, instead of them forming that, it says they build decentralized local mixed martial arts, MMA, and fitness clubs. They mask supremacies, their supremacist ideology behind physical fitness and combat sports culture culture to bypass social media bans. Their explicit purpose is to build a combat ready shadow militia of young men trained in street violence, ready to act as shock troops when society destabilizes. So, man, so Jake is not ready for this, man. All right, all you see is Jake flashing money, shooting each other, fighting each other, women booty shaking all over the internet. Jake being a clown because they don't allow our people to be serious. All right, but at the same time, they're preparing their families and children for for war. All right, or also to dominate, to annihilate. All right, but ultimately, that hatred, what they think is a natural need to annihilate, is actually stems from hatred, and that's what's going to get them destroyed. That hatred that they have towards Jacob, they touched the apple of the Lord's eye, and because of that, because of their sins towards the Most High, they're going to be judged. Everyone that's in the mask and all their people, right? Just like we were judged and are going to be judged. All right. So this happened, 4th of July, while everybody was out partying, and you see Jake on there, looking a little disturbed. All right. And you could tell by his face he got some shit to say. He one of the ones that be um, like Eddie Griffin. You could tell by his face he got some shit to say. Boy, members of the supremacist group Patriot Front were seen riding the Washington Metro. Masked men with Confederate flags marched through D.C. on July 4th. But then you had this guy. Yeah, man. Look at that. See, Jake didn't look scared. Jake just looked caught off guard. But this dude here, he shook. They fear Esau. Look at his eyes, man. He's scared. It's crazy, man. All right, so the Lord, here you go. Let me get this. Because this is what they want to invoke fear in everybody. There you go. Where is it at? This is Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west and his glory from the rising of the sun. All right, all around the world. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. All right, so we don't have to fear them. They need to fear the Most High and fear the Lord's people. Because right here, 2 Timothy 1:7. For Yahweh have not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Yeah. All right. So this dude right here, he's shook. He looked crazy back here with the glasses on. But a lot of Jakes have no idea that the Most High is with them if they're in the truth. See, Esau like that. They like trying to get you to show fear. All right. Um, but it says here, for Yahweh have not given us the spirit of fear, man. Why? Because the Lord gonna put fear on them when the Most High is gonna exalt His own name in the earth. He's gonna exalt His people too. It says, let me read this. It says, man in viral DC Metro photo says he was terrified. Why are you terrified, man? As masked men, masked uh, YT nationalists surrounded him. Man, whatever. I'd have been clowning him right here with the glasses. uh, said the 4th of July encounter with Patriot Front was frightening and impossible to separate from American history. Sheesh. Yeah, it make you think about the KKK. All right, and they know that. It says men in masks, hats, and sunglasses. We waited to board. I think I froze a little bit, and Cena told the advocate in an interview. At first, I'm like thinking, "Oh my, who are these folks?" They were members of the Patriot Front, the YT nationalist group that marched through Washington, D.C. on Saturday as the Capitol marked the 250th anniversary of Babylon independence. Hundreds of masked members moved through the city, Blaze Squaze. All right. So he said he was shook by what he was witnessing. Hold on, I just had another picture up there. It didn't come up. Okay. 1 second. Yeah, so we don't have to fear this man. He looking all scared. I would have thought there was like a ROTC group or something. No reason to fear nobody on that on that train. It could be dangerous and all that, but there you go. Scriptures tell you. Uh, this is Matthew 10:28. And fear not them. See, don't fear nobody. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. All right. So the one that can destroy your spirit and your body. Have you walking around spiritually destroyed, or have your physical body destroyed? That's from Yahweh. So that's the one we need to fear. All right. Fear the creator, not the creation. So as they're doing all their plans, we got to know that um, the scripture says the same way the sand seeks to overtake the water, and the water seeks to overtake the sand. The Most High, the one that creates their boundaries. All right. So same way they had us in bondage, and they seek to put us in bondage again. They can't. Check this out, Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined. See, the boundaries are determined. Rulership, freedom to walk around doing these marches. They have an ending point. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Meaning, Most High knows how long they have to be in power. Thou has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass, man. So they, you know, they put hell on us. They put us in slavery, and now they have plans to start a new world order. All right. So it's like the Lord saying, "Hey, you can whoop him this many times, but don't go past that number." So they put hell on us, and the Lord started having them ease up. So we don't have chains on us, physical chains. All right. So, but the Lord appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So all this boasting and planning that they're doing, once the Most High intervenes, they're going to be rendered powerless. All right. So hold on, let me get this scripture. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 12:10. Ecclesiastes 12:10. Well, Ecclesiasticus, like it. Sirach 12:10. It says here, Sirach 12:10. Never trust thine enemy. So yeah, we'll never trust them. All right. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, man. The same way something rust, you can never fully get rid of it when it's on something. You got to thoroughly clean it. You might have an object, especially like an old mirror. You find an old mirror like grandparents used to have, and it's rusty, and you try to clean it. You wipe it where you can see yourself a little bit, but it's still rust there, and eventually that rust takes back over, kind of like mold, all right, or wickedness, or sin, or hatred. If the root of it still there, it's gonna grow right back. So Esau's hatred towards us, it keeps conjuring right back up because it always remains there. That racism that they had against us is still there, and you see it when they come out and they do their marches, their policies, their attacks against our people. So never trust thine enemy. So don't trust the president either. All right, that's what the scriptures say. Never trust a politician. So they'll cause you to fall by their strong ones, meaning they'll set you up and set up policies against you. And next thing you know, the politician that you set in office will be the one that'll set the police against you or set these militias against you. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, man. Because you could be working with some of these people, You're getting pulled over by some of these individuals that's in masks, you know, but when you meet them, they're in a uniform. Or it might be your manager or your neighbor. So the Lord said, beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. Like you clean the glass and it's clean enough for you to see yourself. That's like the civil rights movement. We shall overcome someday. Try to integrate and try to find peace among them. I can see myself in you. You know, we're both human, but that hatred is still there from Jacob and Esau. All right, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, which they did, he stand up in thy place. They started calling themselves the Jews. They stood up in our place, stole our identity and everything. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? You got to think about how many people voted DJ Trump into office. A lot of Jakes wanted to get Biden out of there. And now look what they got. They're getting bit by the serpent. So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity him? So you out there like Coco Beware or Apollo Creed living in America with the whole American outfit on. But then these Edomites want you back in slavery. Just like 4th of July, 1776. For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry, man. Come on, man. That's what they waiting for. They're waiting for that civil unrest. And that's when you're gonna see the real them. Or they get you alone on an island. You'll see that they really hate you. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, man. They be cool with you, smiling at you. But in his heart he imagineth how to overthrow thee, to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Come on, man. That's Esau. All right. So this is what the scriptures mean in Deuteronomy when it says the enemy was sent against us. All right. But the Lord said this right here. Psalms 12 and 8. Hold on, let me get this real quick. Another one. Isaiah 41 and 14. Yeah, let me go there. Isaiah 41 and 14. So I can. It says, fear not, thou worm Jacob. It's like a worm, meaning helpless. Can't fight all them damn people or organizations. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee. So the Lord gonna help the elect of Israel. And he gonna help some of these 2/3 jakes get the upper hand when civil unrest happens. Fear not, thou worm Jacob. He said, we're a worm. And ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith Yahweh, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Buddy look helpless as shit, don't he? And he said, thou worm Jacob, man. And this is how small we look to the world. All right, because we're not united as a nation. The Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Lord said He's gonna help us, so we shouldn't fear none of their antics, none of their public displays or threats, or when they go to attack. When all hell breaks loose, that's when they're gonna attack. They telling you. They said they're waiting for civil unrest, and then that's when we're gonna see their whole army. And this is just a part of it. It's a nation nationalist. They got different levels of it. Different. They're in the courts. They're in the police department, the military, MMA. But that's what the Lord said. He's gonna raise up His men in that day, man. Hold up. Let me get this. This is Joshua 23:10. One man of you shall chase 1,000. For Yahweh, your power, He it is that fighteth for you, as He have promised you. So in that day, when the Lord begins to fight for us, Psalms 91, He's going to give the angels charge over you, and they shall keep thee in all thy ways. Um, it's going to take one man to chase away 1,000 people. All right, one man. So, all right, let's go here. Psalms 12:8. Psalms 12:8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. See, the most vilest men are are in office right now. Esau, DJ Trump, JD Vance, all these different names. When they're in office, that's when you start to see these militias come out. Hold on, let me plug up my computer. All right. So when the vilest men are in power and authority, they allow this and they finance it. That's where you have the whole ICE situation. What's it called? What are they called? Uh, shit. There you go. The Boogaloo movement, the Boogaloo Boys. Right, I think they call the Boogaloo Boys, and a lot of them became ICE agents. All right, that's not. I think that's one of the names of them, Boogaloo Boys. All right, so the vilest men are exalted. The wicked walk on every side, man. Because they what's that? Here you go. They encourage themselves. Here you go. This is Psalm 64. Because they all encourage themselves in an evil matter. They have their little secret councils. This is Psalm 64:4. Oh, actually, this whole chapter right here is fire. Damn, I should read it real quick. Psalm 64 and 2, it says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, man. All right. The secret councils that they have, they, passing legislations down, meeting up in these secret meetings, Masonic meetings or whatever, town meetings, the sundown towns, and they pass the messages around, man, from the higher ups. You can go back and watch History X, I think it's called, and it shows you how they operate from amongst their leaders, and they have secret leaders in their little groups. To hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, and that's all they seek to do is work wickedness, and they look at it like a good thing, unaliving people, taking people's lands, threats, selling people, mockery. There you go. Who wet their tongue like a sword, you know. So like bloodshed, through their words, through their policies, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. All right. Hold up 1 second. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. So suddenly do they start to attack, or they set up policies against our people, and they don't fear when they do it. All right. They have no fear when they do it. They out there proud as hell. That's what they call the Proud Boys. All right, not the Boogaloo Boys. They were called the Proud Boys. They encourage themselves. What? They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune together of laying snares privily. They come up with this, they're on one mindset to lay traps privately or ahead of time, getting prepared for um, civil unrest. So they laying snares privately, secretly, and they say, "Who shall see them?" See, we're not worried because we know the Lord sees them. The Lord sees us. He knows everything we're doing. He knows everything the enemy is doing too. They search out iniquity. See, that's why the scriptures say they shall study war no more, because all they searching out is more ways to trap people, more ways to cause iniquity and wickedness on the earth, to unalive people. That's Revelation chapter 6, the pale horse. So they search out iniquities and they accomplish a diligent search. All right, they planning. So all right. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep, nothing but darkness, and they all have that same plan, that same hatred within them. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. Right? This is a societal belief amongst them. But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. And the missiles, when them other nations start attacking this place, all that marching is going to stop. So shall they make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahweh, for they shall wisely consider of his doings. All right, they're gonna see it. They're gonna say, "Damn, that was the Most High that did this. Raised up these Israelites, destroyed this wicked place, Babylon." And they're gonna be hit. It's not gonna be just one day. At first, it's gonna be a build up to that moment, to that 1 hour, that final hour. But this place is going to get hit, and they're gonna start to realize, like, damn, this is the judgment that everybody's been talking about. All right, so there's nothing to. We have no reason to fear, man, but we have every reason to pray. Ask Lord for His help. Ask Yahweh about Shema Shai to help us, because the enemy is on the move, seeking whom they may devour. Go to Psalms 12 and 8. Once again, the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. See, seeking whom they may devour. They have free course to mock our people in their face. They have free course to do stuff to our people and they not get caught. All right, Psalms 118. I'm talking about because of the laws and the policies that are pushed in this place. Psalms 118 and 6. This is Psalms 118 and 6. See, even though they're walking and surrounding us and you don't even know, it's like walking through a jungle in the night, and then you see, like in the movies, and you see them eyes pop out in the bushes. People think it's a wolf or something. You just never know. That's how it is. They lurking, watching, planning. Psalms 118 and 6. Yahweh is on my side. See? Meaning every side. Like watching and protecting you as well. I will not fear. See? Even though your flesh may want to fear or plan or get ready, and of course you're gonna be a little bit ready. You gotta protect your family. He said, but you should not fear what's to come. All right. So I will not fear what can man do unto me, man? So can he destroy your soul? Can he they gonna do what the most high allows them to do. Yahweh taketh my part with them that help me. Therefore, so the Lord taking your side. All right, so he gonna be with the angels. Therefore shall I see my desire upon them that hate me. So when they finally make their move, just know that the Lord gonna make his move. All right. Who was that? I think uh yeah, here we go. Second Kings 6 and 16. Let me veer off real quick. Second Kings 6 and 16. Let's go here. I'm trying to get this one scripture. All right, here we go. Second Kings 6 and 16. All right, here we go. Second Kings 6 and 16. And he answered me, "Fear not." This is talking about Elisha or Elisha, and he had an army come up against him, and um, one of the people that was with him was scared, and he looked over and he said, "Yo, don't be scared." And he asked the Lord to open this man's eyes so he can see all the angels that surrounded him, an army, heavenly army, host of angels was surrounding him the whole time and didn't need him to see it. They just protecting you. And he answered, "Fear not, for they that be with us." So, like, let me go further. Let's go to 12. Oh, 11. Therefore, the heart of the king of Assyria, who was that Sennacherib, I think it was at that time. All right, he had the king of Israel was Hezekiah. Therefore, the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing, and he called his servants and said unto them, "Will ye not show me which of us is for the king of Israel?" And one of his servants said, "None, my lord, O king, but Elisha, the prophet that is in Israel, telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber." And he said, "Go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him." And it was told him, "Behold, he is in Dothan." Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host, and they came by night and compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of Yahweh was risen up, all right, so imagine that you wake up and there's thousands of soldiers surrounding your household or your city, just like these Edomites marching. And when the servant of the man of Yahweh was risen early and going forth, behold, an host compassed the city both with horses and chariots, meaning they was fully ready, all right, ready for war. And his servant said unto him, "Alas, my master, how shall we do? Like, what you a prophet? What's gonna happen? We gonna win? Like, what's about to happen?" And he answered, "Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them." It don't matter how many numbers y'all got in y'all little militias and groups. The ones that be with us are way more than y'all. All right. Where it go? And Elisha prayed and said, "Yahweh, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see." All right. That's what we praying. That's what Yahweh shall pray for us to open our eyes that we may see. And Yahweh opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. Right? Just like we know today. Psalms 91. Right? It gives us that faith like King David when he was young and youthful and seemingly vulnerable, just like us. But the Lord gave King David, faith against Goliath. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots and fire round about Elisha. Man. And when they came down to him, Elijah prayed unto Yahweh and said, "Smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness." And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. So when they come up rushing like a flood, the Lord is going to give power to his men. Yeah, buddy. All right. And someday they'll scatter out of there like roaches, but the Lord raised this man up in the midst of them. So Esau is carnal. They have no understanding of that type of power. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let me get that real quick. They have no understanding of that type of power. If the Lord was to raise us up, go to Genesis 49 and 8. This is Genesis 49 and 9, actually 8. Judah Thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise, ultimately through Yahushua. All right, all the nations are going to praise Judah because Yahushua came through Judah. But in this sense, meaning once the Lord's going to lift up Judah first, and that happens spiritually, and then it also going to happen physically. I watched a video the other day. It was some northern tribes, and they was talking, and they was like, if it wasn't for so-called black people, they wouldn't have been able to come here and thrive because of the civil rights movement. So the same way they can push at the Columbia, they can push at the Mexican, they can push at all these different nations, but they know if they keep pushing Jake, so-called black community, eventually they're gonna get active, man. All right, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies, meaning it's like grabbing somebody by the back of their neck and pushing them down. Meaning they're gonna help bring them down. It's gonna be an uprising. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. They're gonna bow down before Yahushua. All right, and they're gonna follow, uh, uh, ultimately Judah. All right, Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey. My son, thou art gone up. So if Judah was to go against or rise up against the prey, see that's the reason they try to keep us asleep, our people, and divided and hopeless. Because if our people were to rise up, they would actually win. But Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey. My son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion and as an old lion. Who shall rouse him? All right. And now, really, once you understand this, it means once Judah or Israel takes over, nobody's going to be able to remove us from the power seat. That's the type of power, you know. Let me see. I'm going to show you. I'm going to go to translation. But that's what type of power is unfathomable power. This is verse 9. In the translation, it says, verse 8, Judah, your brothers will praise you. You hold your enemies by the neck. And Yahushua is the main one that holds them. Your brothers will bow down before you. Judah is like a lion, unaliving his victim and returning to his den. So from the prey thou art to come up, stretching out and lying down, no one dares to disturb him. So once Israel, uh, but once that civil unrest happens and Jake gets the upper hand, they're not gonna let nobody take it from him. All right. Or ultimately, Yahushua, who's from Judah, when he raises up his people, nobody's getting it back. No nation is ever getting that power seat back again. All right. It says Judah will hold the royal scepter, and his descendants will always rule. Nations will bring him tribute and bow in obedience before him. They're ultimately talking about Yahushua and all the nation of Israel. But it's going to start with Judah because, especially the way they keep unaliving our people out here. All right, the Lord can cause them to fight back. Look at Daniel 2:22. Actually, Right, let's go here real quick. Let me finish this. Psalms 118 and 6. Yahweh is on my side. I will not fear. See, the Lord is with you. You shouldn't fear. But if he's not with you, oh my goodness, that's scary. What can man do unto me if the Most High be with you, right? The Most High before you, who can be against you? Yahweh taketh not these little Edomites wearing underwear on their damn face. Yahweh taketh my part with them that help me. Therefore shall I see my desire upon them that hate me. Man, all right. It is better to trust in Yahweh than to put confidence in man. It is better to trust in Yahweh than to put confidence in princes, or he said, bow or lance won't be able to save you either. All nations compass me about, but in the name of Yahweh will I destroy them. They compass me about, yea, they compass me about, but in the name of Yahweh I will destroy them. They compass me about like bees swarming, right? Look at Buddy in that picture. They compass him about like a bunch of bees. All right, like he done walked to a beehive. Um, they compass me about like bees, ready to sting, and they are quenched as the fire of thorns. Damn. All right, the stingers, the thorns. For in the name of Yahweh will I destroy them. Thou hast, so they can train all they want, MMA, CMA, UFC, whatever they want to train, and whatever weapons they got. It ain't gonna work. The hunter is about to lose his power. You come up with all kind of skills and show whatever type of advancements in his hunting ability. The Lord's gonna quench it. Thou hast thrust sore at me. See that I might fall. They eventually they're gonna come straight at us. They lurking right now, but eventually they're gonna come straight at us that we may fall. But Yahweh help me. See, he say, I will help thee, thou worm Jacob. Yahweh is my strength and song, and has become my salvation. Right. So Daniel 2:22. It says, he revealeth the deep and secret things, and he knoweth what is in the darkness. So he knows all their secret counsels. Most High knows everything they're doing. And the light dwelleth with him. All right. So he exposes everything like it's in the light. And whatever knowledge they think they have, it's the most high that has the true knowledge. Second Ezra 15:3. All right. Second Ezra 15:3. I'm gonna get into translation, but fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Right? Now check this out. This is the translation. It says here, don't be afraid of those who plot against you or be disturbed by their unbelief. So even if they don't believe you when you say the Most High is with you and that they're Edomites, the Lord said, what? Fear not the, those, don't be afraid of those who plot against you or be disturbed by their unbelief. All unbelievers will be unalived because of their unbelief. All right, that hatred within them is going to get themselves destroyed. All right, so don't fear any of the incredulity or the people that's plotting against you. Zechariah 11 and 5, I think it is. Yeah. Thus saith Yahweh, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter. So that's what we're feeding our people with this truth, comforting them. Whose possessors slay them. See, they slayed us, they sold us, right? And they've slain us, slaughtered our people, man. They still boasting and have and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich. They think God is with them. Yeah, the Most High was using y'all, using them nations against us as a belt, but He don't love the belt more than the child. You know, Most High love His child, Israel. Blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. See, they see that they like, yo, look at their leaders don't even pity them. So why should we? God is with us. Let's march. Let's grab them underwear and put them on our face and walk around like the movie Django. They all had the holes in their masks. He said, "Who made this? My wife made it. I can't even see out the holes." Oh shit! Yeah, that was funny on the movie Django. Um, let me go here. Psalms 34 and 21. Psalms 34 and 21. Evil shall slay the wicked. See, their own evil is going to slay them, and the Lord going to send evil upon them. And they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. So they hate Israel, especially when they start going after the elect. That's when it's over. Yahweh redeemeth the soul of his servants. See, the Most High is going to protect his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. All right. So even if they get their hands on you or put you in these concentration camps or something, the Lord said He's not going to leave you desolate. They're going to redeem you, bring you back from everything that they try to do. Nothing's going to have power over us at the end of the day. Proverbs 16 and 4. Yahweh made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Everyone that is proud in heart, proud boys, is an abomination to Yahweh. Though hand join in hand, he shall not go unpunished. Though they had the little civil rights movement, integration instead of segregation, the Lord said, still their judgment is coming to them. A punishment. All right. So he made them for the day of evil to show his power against them. They're like the villains in the damn movie. Can't you tell? They're like the damn Foot Clan and shit. The force of the dark side. Nothing good about this, man. You got a flag upside down, but there's nothing good about this, right? And these people got families and children. They're not no superheroes, or they villains, but that's why they hide in their damn face. Go to Proverbs 24 and 19. Proverbs 24 and 19. Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked. All right. So we had to join those Black Panthers. So fret not thyself because of evil men. So don't be fearful because of those evil men, you know, heathens. Neither be thou envious at the wicked, for there shall be no reward to the evil man. Their new world order. So when they go to feed their belly, when they go to physically act out their plans, that's when the Lord gonna raise up against them. All right, in that day, whatever day that is, the candle of the wicked shall be put out. All right, and their candle is nothing but darkness and iniquity. All their plans is gonna be put out, cut off. All right, Micah 5 and 7. The remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as you can see in the picture, as a dew from Yahweh, as the showers upon the grass. Like a bunch of grass in there, he's the dew. That tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. Meaning, if the Lord was to raise up our people, it would be nothing they can do to stop it. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. All right. And you see Jake, he not in that lion like spirit, of course. But that's what the Lord is raising up his men. All right. Thy hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thy enemies shall be cut off. There go your civil unrest and race wars right there. The Lord is calling for it more than them. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots. So, so thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries. So that race war is coming, whether they like it or not, because they're going to activate it. They call them the activists. But they said they're waiting for the signal, and the signal is most likely civil unrest. All right, definitely they're going to try to take things back to how they used to be. We may see a lot of our people being hung again and unalived, but the table's going to turn. The lot is cast into the lap, but it's the Most High that controls the outcome of it. The war can be started when the Most High says so, and it's the Most High that considers the outcome. All right. Got another precept I want to go into, but I'm gonna wait on that one because it goes from verse 4 all the way to 29. I may just read that one later. Yahweh Ratazah. But I saw this the other day. Showed a bunch of Edomites marching. First thing I thought was a political ploy. They're trying to stoke fear or to give a message to the government somehow. But yeah, the Patriot group, they're known as the political party of those supremacists. But they have activist groups that are pushing towards a race war, pushing towards civil unrest. All right. But the Lord said, either way, we have nothing to fear. Hey, Shalom, Proud Boys, the water. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. That's right. So, hey, with that, I'm gonna end it, man. Wrap this one up. Those that were edified will be edified. All right. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom. See you on the next one.